So we've made it all the way to the 23rd of September. You can see the league table there on the left-hand side. It's not been the best start to the season. We've got 4 points, 1 win, 1 draw, and then 3 defeats. Although we'll come to the results in a minute. The defeats have been against teams you'd expect us to lose against. We've also had a transfer window, and we've brought somebody new. And his name is Carlos Alcaraz, or Charlie Alcaraz, as he's actually kind of known in the real world. I mean, in the game he's Carlos, but he's Charlie Alcaraz, signed from Southampton. He's cost us £18 million. It's probably too much money for a player who's come in as a squad player, but he's 20 years old. He's got a lot of potential, I'm hoping. Anyway, he's got a lot of potential. So yeah, Alcaraz is in. That's pretty much it. We've obviously done some other signings, and Lenglet has joined. Zaniolo, I think I've mentioned before, has joined the club as well. And nothing else really has happened outside of what we kind of expected to take place. Results-wise, obviously, you saw us lose 4-3 against Man United. We lost 2-1 against Man City, and then we drew 1-1 with Burnley. We lost 1-0 against Chelsea, and we beat Palace 1-0. Boubacar Kamara with the goal in that. However, the Europa Conference League, we've managed to beat Vorskla from Ukraine. It is from Ukraine. We beat them 4-0 and 2-0. Connor Goldson scoring a goal from a corner, might I add. And we have got into the Europa Conference group stage, and we've already won a match as well against Zrinski from Bosnia-Herzegovina. We won that one 3-0. We were awful in the first half, and then we suddenly came alive after about 70 minutes and won 3-0. Today, it's going to be Brighton and it's going to be Forest. We might also play the Saints game on camera as well, we'll see. So I'm sticking with the 4-3-3 vertical tiki-taka formation, even though it's not really done particularly well for us. It's going to be Martinez in goal, Matty Cash. It's going to be playing as our right-back today, a position that I'm not sure he can do, not because he can't play as a right-back, but he can't be an inverted full-back. So he's going to drop in as a centre-back, which he's not really competent at. Konsa and Torres in the centre, Luca Dean on that left-hand side, Douglas Luiz, Kamara and John McGinn in midfield, Diaby, Jacob Ramsey and Ollie Watkins leading the lines on the subs bench. We've got a very good and a very strong subs bench. Arguably, we should probably do that. Diego Carlos starting over Konsa. Think we might go for that one. I don't really want to play Ramsey, but if we scroll down, we've got injuries galore. Zaniolo, Buendia, Bailey, Moreno, Mings, Chambers is injured as well, and he's currently sat on the subs bench. So yeah, we're kind of down to bare bones, but I think Villa are like that in real life. The more eagle-eyed of you may well have spotted that we've got ourselves some logo packs and a face pack as well installed. I'm slowly kind of building up all the graphics for the save game. I want to get kits as well, because we don't have 3D kits or 2D kits for the Premier League, but we've obviously got them for most other leagues in the game. Early corner for us. Luca Dean's going to take it after just 3 minutes. Towards the front post, Webster clears it. Carlos crosses. Kamara's there unmarked to the back post, and Boubacar Kamara gets his 4th goal of the season. We take the lead away from home against Brighton. This is a very good start. Corner for Brighton from the other end. Obviously, Matoma controls the ball well. It's deflected. Actually, it's not deflected. It's a good save. It's a good save from Martinez, apparently. That's the terminology I'm going to use. Pascal Gross has gone over to take the other corner. It's cleared by Torres not very well. Matoma's volley goes well over the bar. If we can win this would actually be really helpful for us. We are kind of down the wrong end of the table at the moment. We're expected to finish 9th place. And I think we've got the team, we've got the players to be able to do that. We've just started poorly because of basically the opposition that we're playing against. We've got the ball, Kamara collects it, goes off towards that left-hand side. Ramsey controls it with his knee by the looks of it. 5 in the box maybe. Watkins is one of them. He's gone down from Lewis Dunk. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. Good old VAR to take 10 minutes. The penalty has been awarded. I don't know who takes them. It's number 6. It's Douglas Luiz, the defensive midfielder, currently on a 6.8 rating. This will put him on a 7.2. If he scores it, and he does score it, tucks it away into the bottom corner. 20 minutes played. 2-0 up against Brighton. Match stats-wise, this has been fairly uneventful. There's been 4 shots. We've had 2. Brighton have had 2. And everything that's been on target has gone in. Diaby controls that well with his chest. Goes off to the right-hand side. Poor bit of control, though, for Diaby, who did so well to control the ball in the first place. Steal to Webster. Going to go for a little run. Nope, on the ground instead to Veltman. He's going to go for a run down that right-hand side for Brighton. Solly March with a bit of pressure from Luca Dean. Back to Webster. Half an hour only on the clock. Still plenty of time for us to get a third, or for us to throw this one away. Douglas Luiz has decided he doesn't want to be the only one to have a penalty. He wants to give Brighton a chance. Penalty's been awarded. It was not a dive from Adam Lallana, so 30 minutes on the clock. Who is stepping up to take it? It is James Milner versus Martinez. It's a cracking penalty, to be fair. Blast it into the top corner. It's 2-1. Luca Dean with a free kick. There's so much going on in this match. So far this season, we haven't kept a clean sheet in the league, I don't think. Or maybe we've kept one, actually, in the game that we won. Kamara to McGinn. Plays it on the ground to Jacob Ramsey. Takes a few touches. He tucks that ball away past Steele. 34 minutes exactly on the clock as the ball hits the back of the net. It's 3-1. We restore our 2-goal advantage. Another corner 3 minutes after that goal as well. Luke Dean's going to take it. Left-footed towards the middle. Lewis Dunk clears. Dean's going to collect this once again. Finds Torres on the ground to Kamara. Long-range effort from Kamara goes just wide of the post. Still 3-1, but we are looking pretty good. I've got this on key highlights. I promise you this is on key highlights. We're having highlights constantly throughout this match so far. Diego Carlos with it. Central defender, central defender even. Matty Cash to Kamara. Diaby. Kamara's carried on his run down the right-hand side. Diaby needs to use his pace to get in towards that corner. Kamara collects it on the ground to Watkins. Watkins' effort is well saved from the keeper. Pretty good animations, I'll say that now. What's another highlight? I'm double checking. Hold on. Are we actually... We're on key highlights. This is nuts. It's just constant barrage of highlights. Solly marches in on goal. It's well saved by Martinez. It's going to be a corner. It's getting close to the point where I'm going to have to edit out half of these highlights because there's so many of them. It's ridiculous. Kamara's going to get it clear. McGinn's not going to bother chasing it down too fast. Lewis Dunk, edge of the area, crosses it to Solly March at the back post. Martinez punches it clear. Milner finds Gross just inside the penalty area, crosses it in. I say crosses, wasn't the best cross, was it? Finds Solly March, and we can hopefully just take our time to get the ball clear. Get the ball clear. What are we doing? We're just passing it around our penalty area. Carlos to Matty Cash on the right-hand side. The highlight does eventually end. And so does the first half of football. A lot went on in, probably about 15 minutes there. We opened the scoring very early through Kamara. Douglas Luiz and Ramsey also on the score sheet. Milner obviously scoring a goal for Brighton from the penalty spot as well. I don't know what I've just told the team, but they all seem to approve of what I said, so we'll just stick with that, shall we? Matty Cash to Diaby. We are 1 minute into the second half, so the second half is going to continue how the first half did. And Ollie Watkins has tucked the ball away. The flag goes up. I think this might be a flag for possibly Diaby. We are obviously getting VAR. What is it going to be? The goal has been disallowed. Who was offside? I think it was Diaby. Is Kamara was offside. Okay, fair enough. He was offside. Yes, you're right. Gross with a corner for Brighton. Towards Solly March. It's cleared, but not very well. Mitoma on the volley. It's taken so many deflections, and it's gone off for another corner. Gross is going to take this one as well. Right-footed corner towards the front post. Dunk is there. Is not going to get on the end of it. Douglas Luiz is chasing down. Kamara clears it. Mitoma's going to keep this alive, though, for Brighton. On the right-hand side, Douglas Luiz uses his body, gets in the way, and gives away a free kick, apparently. Which we're not going to see, which I'm very happy about. Right, can we just do very little for the rest of the second half? Finish the match 3-1. Right, on the hour, we are going to do a change. Just the one, I think, for the moment. It's going to be Carlos Alcaraz coming on for Ollie Watkins. Watkins isn't playing very well. He's on a 6.4. Alcaraz, so far, has only played twice for us. Also hasn't done very well, but, you know, he's got to get some chances. Luca Dean with a throw for us to McGinn. 20 minutes of normal time to play. Douglas Luiz is going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, I imagine. There you go. Pau Torres did it instead. Martinez to Carlos. Where are we going? I'm worried. That's why I was worried. Evan Ferguson's in on goal and Evan Ferguson makes it 3-2. That was just awful. An absolute shambolic performance from the defence there. So what was Carlos doing? What did he think was going to happen here? Was he trying to pass that to Matty Cash? If we throw away another game with another late goal, I'm not going to be best pleased. We've got to throw through Luca Dean. McGinn back to Dean on that left-hand side. Ramsey. Probably shouldn't still have him on the pitch because he started the game needing a little bit of a rest and we're still going. Steele's kick to Estupinan. Probably not how it's said. I have no idea how to say his name. I don't know if you've realised that. Webster to Joel Veltman on the right-hand side. Controls it well. Loads of space to run into as well. I think McGinn's chasing him down. Ansu Fati collects it, takes a deflection, and Danny Welbeck's nearly scored. Luckily, it's been saved. Milner with a corner, very quick corner. I don't know why he took it so fast, but he did. Back to James Milner. Crosses it once again towards Webster. McGinn and Kamara combining somehow to get that ball clear. I want to do some subs. I really do. But we've got another highlight. Luke Dean with a free kick. We've got plenty of claret and blue shirts up there. Taking his time. There we go. He's eventually decided to take it. chested down by Diego Carlos, who made the mistake for their second goal. Gets the ball once again, and Diego Carlos gets his first goal in Villa colours. It's 4-2. We are certainly good value for entertainment, aren't we? Right, we're going to do a couple of changes. I don't really want to play Tielemans as a right winger, but I feel like that's kind of the only option we've got. We'll put McGinn there instead, actually. Connor Goldson's going to come on as well for Matty Cash, because I spent a lot of money on Connor Goldson, so I feel like I need to play him. Corner for Brighton, approaching the 90, but they are still coming forward. There's a 2-goal gap. There's a 1-goal gap. Matoma gets his first goal of the season. I mean, on camera, we have seen 7 goals across, or 14 goals across 2 games. Don't throw this away again. We've got 5 minutes of injury time. I should probably look at doing some subs. I mean, I said this earlier. I should have taken Jacob Ramsey off, and I didn't do it. It's now recommended I play Ezri Konsa as a left winger. Sure, why not? Let's go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Going to take off Douglas Luiz as well for Leander Dendoncker, and that's obviously all the subs we can do, but I'm hoping that's just kind of time wasting. It is time wasting. The full-time whistle goes. A 4-3 victory against Brighton away from home. That's a massive win. A win that lifts us up from, I think, 16th is where we started this episode, into 11th place in the table. I'd be happy with around an 11th place finish. That sounds pretty decent to me. We're now going to go forward to match number 2 of this episode, which will be Nottingham Forest. We're not going to play the Saints game on camera, because basically that Brighton match took forever to play. Match number 2 then, up against Nottingham Forest at Villa Park. We're not going to talk about the Saints game, because we were awful. We lost 3-1. I did play a very rotated side, because the only person to score a goal in that game for us was actually only 17 years of age. Anyway, we're not playing Saints anymore, we're playing Nottingham Forest. It's going to be Martinez in goal. Konsa will be our right back today. Why have I put in Konsa? I don't want Konsa, I want Goldson. Goldson, Carlos, Torres and Dean in defence. Luiz, Kamara and Alcaraz in midfield. Diaby, Ramsey and Watkins as our main striking threats. I'm playing Alcaraz as that Mazzala because I think he can do a good job. And I've noticed that Mazzala gets forward a lot, and Alcaraz is good going forward. Not so good defending. It's a very weirdly misty day. I'm going to just chalk this one up to it being a beta. The stands are very grey, but nothing else is. Looking at the Forest form as well, 3 defeats on the spin. So, we surely have to be favourites for this one. And I'd love it if we can win 2 matches on camera in this episode. That would be absolutely superb. And I think it kind of goes to show that we are probably a mid-table side. Hudson-Odoi's on goal. Hudson-Odoi scored. It's 1-0 to Forest. I don't know whether the lighting's like this because it's night time. It might be because we're the evening kickoff, and that's why it's kind of all dark and mysterious. Or maybe that's just what Birmingham's like. I don't know. I've not been there for a very long time. Literally 2 minutes on the clock and Forest have taken the lead. That's not really what we wanted to happen. Douglas Luiz with a corner for us towards the front post. Pau Torres is there. Pau Torres gets his 3rd goal of the season. Back on level terms, 9 minutes played. It's 1-1. Because we are the evening kickoff, I think we're still 11th place. So if we win, we will actually climb the table quite considerably. And we'll know, I think we'll move up to maybe 8th if we win this match. Luca Dean collects this ball. 25 minutes on the clock. Torres with it down the line. Finds Ramsey. Again, probably shouldn't be playing Ramsey because he's still very tired, but he is our best fit-ish, left winger, because everyone else is injured, basically. Luca Dean collects it towards Ramsey again, does manage to find him. Hudson-Odoi's chasing him down. Luca Dean again. Douglas Luiz needs to get the ball in the middle. Alcaraz somehow finds it. It's fallen to Diaby, and Diaby tucks the ball away, gets his first goal for Aston Villa. It's underneath Matt Turner. It is 2-1 to Villa. We have taken the lead. Straight after the goal, though, obviously, we've got ourselves a highlight. Divock Origi to Christina Aguilera. Was that their name? Aguilera? I don't know. It is Pau Torres. Where are you going to go? Down the line. Good pass. Lovely. This is what we like to see. Alcaraz finds Kamara almost. Diaby down the line towards the goalkeeper. Finds him superbly well. Good pass. That's what we like to see. What was that pass? That was just absolutely horrendous. Right, Turner's going for a wander around his penalty area. 27 minutes on the clock. 2-1 in front at the moment. Connor Goldson's just decided to assault Divock Origi, I imagine. Sangare to Christina Aguilera, and she's made it 2-2. It's not 2-2. It might be offside. I mean, Connor Goldson just pushes Divock Origi there, which lovely. I absolutely love that. He's definitely onside. It's 2-2. Final 10 minutes of the first half. We have been on top for most of it and conceded twice. What is going on? Corner just before the whistle goes. Douglas Luiz towards Carlos. It was Carlos. Heads over the bar this time. The commentary said, oh, what a miss. What a miss. Was it really that disastrous? I'm going to say I don't like what I've seen. Try and fire some people up. Carlos is playing badly. Skinnz playing badly. I mean, Ollie Watkins as that lone striker, I'm wondering whether he needs a partner. I'm wondering whether him as a lone striker doesn't really work. He's scored a couple of goals, but not like he's not playing well. He either scores or he plays badly. Kamara collects this, plays it towards the goal. I say plays it, he had a shot. Not a very good shot, but he did have one. Second half has been pretty uneventful so far. We are going to do some changes. Diego Carlos on a 6.2. Let's bring on Lenglet. We've obviously loaned him in from Barcelona, so he must be good at football. Leon Bailey is going to come on as well. We're going to do Watkins off for... Who's Rory Wilson? Who are you? You don't look terrible. Let's give him a chance. He has already come off the bench once in the Premier League as well, so, you know, this is number 2. Maybe he can get himself a goal this time. Hudson-Odoi with a free kick. Easily controlled by Connor Goldson, the former Rangers man. Down the line to Douglas Luiz. Big lump upfield, maybe. Just inside the Forest half. We lose the ball, though. Olaina, where are you going to go? Loses it out as well. Diaby, back to Douglas Luiz. In the middle to Charlie Alcaraz. I thought he was going to try and pull the trigger then. Luca Dean to Leon Bailey. Bailey's effort goes just wide of Matt Turner's post. Like to point out, Alcaraz playing as that central midfielder role, as that Mazzala. It's on a 7.0, which isn't great. It's not great, but it's green. It's green, which is much better than quite a lot of our other players. Final 10 minutes, can we find a winner? Leon Bailey finds Alcaraz in the middle. He's lost out to Awinoyi? I don't know how to say his name. Diaby's going to get there first and does so. Play the ball through, mate. Diaby, he's going for goal himself. And Moussa Diaby gets his second of the game, his second of the season as well. We take the lead, 10 minutes left to play. And I'm hoping we can hold on. I'll say it again, we are good value for entertainment, aren't we? Buy a ticket to watch Villa games, you'll see a lot of goals. Torres controls that ridiculously well, might I add. Torres is going to go forward. Luca Dean collects it. Across to Kamara. Now Wilson, the 17-year-old Scotsman. Kamara collects us again. Luca Dean on the ground. Wilson's going to go for goal himself. And Wilson goes just over the bar. He doesn't go over, actually. He was saved. Was that on target? I don't know. We've got a corner. Luiz is the man to go over and take it. Dougie Luiz. Right-footed corner. Who have we got at the front post? Is that Lenglet? Possibly at the front post. It might be Kamara, actually, at the front post. Ball to nobody. Felipe's just headed that clear. Olaina's got lots and lots of pace, so he was always going to get there first. Highlight ends, though. That match momentum graph is worrying. The fact that we've conceded twice. We've managed to win the game. The full-time whistle goes quite anticlimactically, really. But we picked up another 3 points. 2 wins out of 2 in this episode. Let's ignore the Saints game. And that win does push us all the way up to 8th place in the table. So, it started off not great. But when you play Man United, Man City and Chelsea and Burnley, bear in mind they're in high spirits after just getting promoted. I don't know. Yeah, we didn't win anything for a while, but now we've won 3 on the spin against Palace, Brighton and Forest. We've got some winnable games coming up as well. Luton should be a winnable game. Brentford should be a winnable game. Wolves and Everton should be a winnable game. And then maybe we're going to lose a game in November. November? That is November. When we play Tottenham. But I think we're on a good little run of form. Next time around, I think we are going to go all the way to somewhere in December, just before the January transfer window opens. We'll have 2 matches in that section. So we're going to skip over 2 whole months of football, which is going to include a lot of Europa Conference League games. I think we might actually go all the way to Boxing Day and play Bournemouth and Newcastle and do those 2. And then the January transfer window will open. And I don't know what we're going to do. I don't think we really need to sign anybody. Maybe a backup striker, because Ollie Watkins is a lone striker at the moment, and we've got no one to bring off the bench other than Alcaraz, who's not really a striker, is he?